Now, some of you may not be at all familiar with electrical circuitry in any way, and it's fairly logical, and if you're confused at all, always think back to the water hydrology as to what's happening, the water idea, because the analogy with water is almost the same as current flow. Since you only produce a very small current and an even smaller voltage, you obviously are going to combine cells together in a panel and panels together in a big array. You're going to do that. So any panel, like the ones we've got at the front, we could take a simple one. The simple one where you've got, put it in the light, 4 cells together here. These again are not flexible. I'll pass it round. You'll see that somebody has flexed it, the corner's bent, but it's more demonstration, but they do work. So we've got 4 cells there, and we could connect them either all in parallel or all in series or some combination in between. But if you follow the contacts, you'll be able to see that the top is connected to the bottom of the next all the way round. So they're connected in series, which is what the graph shows. And it's usually quite easy to look at a panel and see how the individual cells are connected. So positive to negative all the way across is going to increase the voltage. Is that clear? Series connection increases the voltage. Think of it as water flow. The same water flows through each. You haven't changed the current. At every course, somebody gets it the wrong way round if they're asked about it, which they may well be. So, series connection is just what you do with batteries in most electrical appliances. You put them up in series to get more. You get a 1.5 volt battery and it needs 6 volts to operate or something like that. You put them in series. What it means is each cell must generate the same current. Again, if you have a hose pipe carrying water, if you squeeze off at one point, that's going to restrict the flow through all of them. So if one of them is generating less current, that's probably what the whole array will do. It does depend to some extent on the type of cell. Some of the cells, some of the types of material will let the extra current be pushed through the bad ones. But in general, you want them all to be balanced and matched. And you're going to do this anyway. You're not going to have an enormous array of cells that aren't connected, at least to some extent, in series, because you want to operate at higher voltage.